Welcome to my channel, and I decided to start off my first video with a long awaited video request, my everyday makeup routine. I've been getting a lot of questions about this for a while, so let's just get straight into how I get this face. So my face is freshly washed, and I'm just going in with Fenty Beauty's mattifying primer. They say it's mattifying, but honestly speaking, I find it quite hydrating if you've got oily skin, but I just still use it anyway. Now I'm going in with the Got to Be gel, using it on my eyebrows, and I use this to set my eyebrows in place just where I want them, and I'm just going to leave them there for a second to dry. Now whilst my eyebrows are drying from the Got to Be gel, I'm going back in with a primer for my skin, and I'm going in with the MAC strobe cream in Pink Light, and I really take my time with making sure that my skin is prepped and ready for my foundation. Therefore, I love to make my skin very glowy underneath. So now I'm going in with my NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator in the shade Pure Gold. This is a holy grail of mine. I've always used this. I don't think I'll ever will stop using it, and I love it. Making sure that's blended into my skin properly, because you don't want any blotches underneath your foundation. Now I'm going in with my Melanie Mills Gleam Body Radiance in the shade Rose Gold. That's very hard for me to say. I don't know, I think it's just the Melanie Mills, yeah, that bit. But I'm not putting this all over my face. A little goes a long way. I'm just putting it on the high points of my cheekbone and my temple. Sometimes I put this along my nose and my chin, and it's very pigmented, so I just make sure that I blend this out properly so there's no streaks. For this step, I will be spot concealing, covering up all those acne scars, using my Revolution Stick Foundation in the shade F10. Now the reason why I always stick to this step in particular is just because I don't really like too much foundation. I don't really want the cake look effect on my face, so this step allows me to apply less foundation than I normally would if I spot conceal. Now that I've finished spot concealing, I'm now going to go into my Maybelline translucent powder and set that concealer in place. And you don't want too much because you still have to put foundation on top of this, so I'm just using a little bit to just sweep it across my face with a large powder brush. So some of you must be thinking, how has she spot concealed and her eyebrows are still looking like, do you know what I mean? Don't worry, we have not forgotten about the eyebrows. Remember, they were drying from the Got to Be gel. So now I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade, it's the dipbrow pomade in the shade medium brown. And I try not to go outside of my original shape just because I have a short forehead, guys. So if I go too far up, like with my shaping, my eyebrows are going to look like they're reaching for the stars, and we don't want that. We just want to enhance what we already have and make them look fleeky. Do you know what I mean? Not like they're ready to take off like a bird, but fleeky. Big difference. And I try to go light using this product because I really like having that streak effect like when it comes to my eyebrows, so they look a bit sparse but they're quite full. I try not to make them look like blocks basically, and I feel like the Got To Be gel actually helps with that because you've already set your eyebrows in place where you want, and you can literally see the hairs of your eyebrows like line for line, if that makes sense. You literally can just go so light with the dip brow pomade, and that's what's been helping me so that it doesn't actually look too blocked and I can actually work with what I have, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Now that we're finished with our eyebrows, we are going to now clean them up, going back in with that same concealer that I used to spot conceal in the shade F10. And I use this shade because it's closer to my skin complexion. I don't really like underneath my eye to look too white or above my eyebrows, so I go in with this concealer shade first. If I am going for that beat where I want that extra definition, I will go in with a lighter concealer, but I always start off with this shade first. I just find that it just allows my eyebrows to look more natural and I prefer it that way. So now that clearly I'm feeling for a bit more definition in this video, I'm going in with my Too Faced concealer in the shade Warm Beige, and I am going to put it underneath my eyebrows, but I make sure that I dab it out with my fingers so that it's not too much, it's not too intense because the colour is really light. Just making sure everything's blended out before I put on my foundation. Now to get into my foundation, I've mixed two foundations together. The Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in the shade 330 and Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation in the shade 332. And I'm just going in using the Morphe buffing brush, I believe, to blend this out. The reason why I sprayed a setting mist on the brush is just because the Fenty foundation tends to dry quite quickly, and obviously I'm still in the process of blending it out. So I just make sure that it's blended out properly, and now I'm going to contour, and I'm using the Revolution concealer in the shade C14. Just going to bring this to the side of my cheekbones and carve out my shape, and I bring this down to my chin as well because we're trying to hide that double chin. Quarantine has been causing me to eat and you're not going to come for me, do you understand? So yeah, now to go in with my nose contour, I'm just using a small brush. Then we're going to be concealing underneath my eye. For underneath my eyes, we're going to be going in with the Too Faced concealer in the shade Warm Beige. So going in with this concealer, I'm going to put it below my eyes. below my nose, on my chin, the center of my forehead, and I'm not really sure if this is my favorite concealer, if I'm completely honest. Comment down below your favorite concealer. I love this concealer to begin with, but I'm not really sure about it now, so I'm kind of just working with it at the moment, but I do want to change to a different one. Now that I've finished concealing my face, I go in with a clean beauty blender. Guys, do not sleep on this technique. If there's one step in this tutorial that you guys follow, please, when you're doing your makeup, have a clean beauty blender. I got this trick from Leah J, and I didn't think it made a difference until I actually started doing it. It makes a big difference with your makeup application. Just quickly go and wash your beauty blender just before applying your makeup. Now to set my concealer, I'm going in with the Maybeline powder in the shade Light, and if you guys notice, I turned the side that I blended out my concealer with and made sure that the side that I'm now applying my powder was a clean side, and this allows me to not get any blotches when your powder, or like when your concealer hasn't set yet. I don't know if any of you guys get that, but I know for damn sure I do, and it's very annoying. So I make sure that the side that I'm applying my powder with is not the same side as my concealer or just any wet products I used. So to bring some colour back into my face, I'm going in with the Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC in the shade Dark Deep, and I also use my microSmooth from Sephora. Then I'll be going in with my blush, my Sahara Desert Blush from Sleek, and on the tip of my lids, I'm going in with the matte stick from Fenty in the shade Cinnamon. Now just going back in with that colour that I used on my lids, which was my blush, I'm going to now use that on my cheeks, of course. And I try to use a little bit, and I really like this colour because it's not too pink and it has an orange undertone. Now going in with my telescopic mascara from L'Oreal. If it's an everyday look, I most probably won't be wearing any falsies, and it's just quicker for me to put on mascara on my own lashes. So this is the mascara that I use. Now unfortunately, I don't actually think Anastasia sells this glow kit in particular anymore. I'm not really sure. I did try to look it up, but I'm using Bubbly and Sunburst in my inner tear dot, on the arches of my eyebrows. I also put this on the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow sometimes, and I like to put it on the temples of my face, of my forehead. And you just want to put this everywhere where the sun hits, and I use these shades in particular because they're not too much, because you don't want to look like a disco ball going out. It's not cute. It looks good in pictures, but in real life it's not cute. And then I'm going in with Hustler Baby by Fenty, and I put this over the highlight that I already have. It's more of a pink undertone, so it's just soft and nice for my skin, and I love this highlighter. Now for my lip combo. Listen, I throw on whatever lip pencil, lip liner, anything that I catch in my drawer. But for today's video, I'm using the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Wine. I purchased this in America a few years ago, and I've only just started recently using it, probably, I believe. And then I'm just gonna go in with my NYX Soft Matte Cream in the shade London. I've linked this down below. You can get this from Superdrug, from Boots. It's quite popular. I'm just going to apply that all over my lips. So now I'm going in with my Pico 3D Hydro Gloss in the shade number 3. I am a gloss babe, so my looks will always finish with a gloss. Love me some gloss. And just to finish off my face, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist just to finish off my face. And that's it. That's all the steps. That's the pieces. And here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope to be doing more videos like this very soon, so don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that when I do upload videos you guys will get to see them first. Thank you for watching this video and see you soon. Bye.